Hello students, in this video we are going to study about the root mean square value of AC. So in our last video we have discussed about how we can calculate the average value of AC over half cycle as well as over complete cycle. So in this video we are going to study that how the RMS value or root mean square value of alternating current can be calculated. But before going into the actual calculation of root mean square value of sinusoidal AC, first I will try to make you understand that what is the significance of root mean square value or what does it actually means. So this root mean square value is the effective value of AC. We can say this is the effective value of AC. Now, what is the meaning of effective value of AC? Let us try to understand. Because we know that AC or sinusoidal AC changes its magnitude as well as direction. And here you can see that at this point the magnitude is 0, at this point the magnitude is maximum, at this point the magnitude is 0, and once again the magnitude is increasing but in reverse direction or negative magnitude. So from here to here the magnitude is not constant, it is keep on increasing. So what is the effective value of this AC? We can give this value using or calculating root mean square value. So we can say that root mean square value of AC is the DC equivalent of AC. For example, if I say that I have the RMS value of AC as 100 volt, means it is equivalent to 100 volt DC. If I say that root mean square value of any signal or any alternating current is 15 volt, means this is the effective value of AC, or we can say the DC equivalent of AC. So this is the importance of root mean square value of AC. Now let us try to calculate the root mean square value of sinusoidal AC. To calculate the root mean square value of AC, we use this formula: I RMS is equals to I square T integration I square T dt over a complete time period, that is from 0 to T, divided by time period and its square root. So you must remember this formula, that with the help of this formula we can calculate the root mean square value of any periodic signal. Here the periodic signal is alternating current, that is AC. That's why I have first, or you can easily remember this formula also, because first we square the value of signal. So this term is square. Thereafter we take the mean value. So this is up to here, this is the mean value, 1 upon T, 0 to T, I square T dt. This is the mean value of square of current. And at last we take square root. So this is here the square root. So this is how you can remember this formula, that or we can how we can calculate the root mean square value of AC. So first you will square the signal, thereafter you will take the mean value of that signal, and thereafter at last you will take the square root of the signal. That's why it is named as root mean square value of AC. Now as you know that the sinusoidal AC or the equation of sinusoidal AC is IT is equals to I naught sine omega t, where I naught is the peak value of the signal and omega is the frequency of this signal. So if I put the value here and squaring both sides, so it will come I square RMS is equals to, and this is 1 upon t integration from 0 to t, and this is I naught square sine square omega t dt. So we can write this expression as this by simply putting the value of IT or sinusoidal current. So now this I naught square is constant, so it can be taken outside this integration. So I naught square upon t from integration from 0 to t, and this is sine square omega t dt. So if I write down this sine square omega t as 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2, so you will say, of course we can write down, because you know that cos 2 omega t is equals to 1 minus 2 sine square omega t. This is the formula of making half angle, you must have heard in mathematics also. So from here this sine square omega t can be written as 1 minus 2 cos 2 omega t divided by 2. Why we have changed this formula? Because we don't have the direct formula of integration of sine square omega t. So that is the reason why we have converted this formula into cos 2 omega t. Now this 2 can also be taken outside, or you can simply write it as I naught square upon t, and this can be written as the parts 1 by 2 dt integration from 0 to t minus 1 by 2 integration cos 2 omega t, integration limit is from 0 to t, and dt. So we can break this 1 minus cos 2 omega t divided by 2 as this. Now on simplification or on solving this integration, I square RMS is equals to I naught square upon t, and the integration of half dt will be t, or in fact half t, and the limit will be from 0 to t, and minus this will remain as half, or we can also take this half outside the limit because there is no role of this half in the limit, minus half, and integration of cos 2 omega t, you know this is sine 2 omega t divided by the differentiation of 2 omega t, that is 2 omega, and the limits are from 0 to t. So this is how we can simplify this integration. Now if I put the upper limit and lower limit in these values, so it is half, and in place of t it is t minus lower limit 0, minus this will be half, and if I put the value of upper limit, that is in place of t, if I write down capital T, it will become sine 2 omega capital T minus the lower limit, if I put, it will become sine 0 divided by 2 omega. Okay, now it is I naught square upon t, and this is nothing but half t minus half, and you know that sine 2 omega t is nothing but sine 4 pi, because omega t is 2 pi. 2 pi into 2, that is 4 pi. Sine 4 pi minus sine 0. So sine 4 pi is 0, sine 0 is also 0. So 0 minus 0 divided by 2 omega, that comes out to be 0. Therefore, I can write this term as 0. So it is I naught square upon t into half capital T. So it will cancel out, t will cancel out, and it is I naught square upon 2. But this is I square RMS. We have to find out the value of IRMS. So we can take square root both sides. So this is IRMS comes out to be I naught upon root 2. So this is the value of sinusoidal AC, or we can say the root mean square value of sinusoidal AC, which is I naught upon root 2, or where I naught is the peak value of the AC. So if the peak value of AC is 10 volt, so the effective value will be 10 divided by root 2. And if the peak value is suppose 200, so the value will be 200 upon root 2. So this is how we can calculate the RMS value of AC signal using this formula. Okay, so this is how we can calculate root mean square value of AC signal. I hope this will be beneficial for you to understand the concept of root mean square, and it is not necessary that this formula is only valid for sinusoidal AC. You can use this formula for any periodic signal to calculate its root mean square value, which is the DC equivalent of AC. So thank you very much for watching this video.